Just shot a giant.
It hits a little better than I initially thought. One of the guys with us joking around said this buck's got 9 lives, so I think that's what this story is going to be called. The story of 9 lives might just go down as one of the longest short stories we'll ever tell. From the first time I saw this deer to the time I was able to get my hands on him, it was only about 24 hours. But within those 24 hours, it was filled with highs and lows and the uncertainty that we'd never see this deer again. Thankfully, though, we were able to bring the story to a close and get our hands on a true Iowa giant. Follow along. I hope you guys like the video. Well, it's October 24th, and we just got to the tree stand here. We're on the farm tonight. It's new to us this year, and we just recently had several nice bucks show up. We've been running scrapes on these edges, and there's probably 5 deer that we chewed that showed up, so got high hopes tonight. It's cold. It was real warm the last couple days, and this is kind of the first cold snap we've had since then, so we snuck in here. The wind's really light and variable, which I don't like, but we're gonna have to sit in here and see what happens. One of the bucks in here in particular he's got a palmated left side and a drop tied off his right side. We're calling him Arnold. Little Arnold Palmer because of the palmated left side, but there's a couple wide 10 points and a 12 point and a 9 point, I think, in here that we chewed, so we just need one of them to come in here tonight. It's pretty quiet, but we're gonna try to do some calling. We can see a lot from this stand, so hopefully we can call something to range. Behind us, I can't really shoot well, so Colby's gonna have the bow if something comes back that way. I've got everything out here in front of us, so hopefully he can call something in, or something works its way by and hits one of these scrapes. We'll be in business. Hawkeye football's also going, so can't complain about that. Just saw they scored, so 7-7. the shot here. And I know it's back, it's low and back, I know. But I think it's guts. We could see stuff hanging out of it. And he slowly walked off, so we're gonna get out of here quietly. And probably just wait till the morning. We'll look at the shot and everything, but I don't know. We were just nervous he couldn't get on him. And he was walking straight at us. I mean, he's quartering too hard. I know I got guts, which will probably kill him, but it's not the way you want to draw it up, so we're gonna give him tonight. Hopefully he just beds down right here and expires right in the timber here. But yeah, we're gonna get out of here. We've got bucks working scrapes, but we're gonna call it a night. Try and get out of here quietly and come back in the morning. Just can't wait till we get the arrow here. And with it being not stuck in the ground, I don't see guts on it. This looks like muscle blood. I wonder if it didn't deflect off his front shoulder and cut through like guts and belly. I don't know, there's good blood right here, but can't really see anything. Yeah, and I think we'll just back up and come back in the morning and we can see. I don't know. Guess we get out of here. Well, I just stuck an arrow in a stud.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's a bad shot though.
Oh well, you'll find her.
We're
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, we're backing out and gonna come back in the morning.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, he's nice though. Colby got some good footage. He popped up right over the hill and walked straight at us. Like, I shot him at like 10 yards, but he was like pretty much straight on, quartering a little bit.
That's badass. Congrats, dude.
I don't know though. I don't know. Finding him's gonna be tough if we do. But
You'll find him.
I hope. You gonna come
Have
help
you
me
seen
in the
him
morning?
before? Like pictures or anything?
Yeah, I've got one picture of him, I think.
Cool.
You helping me in the morning?
Which one is it? What's that?
You helping me in the morning?
Oh yeah, I'll be there.
It's here's pretty heavy. I think he's either 11 or 12. He's got 6 points on his right side.
The first one on it?
Yeah, I hunted out of that twice. I missed twice.
You missed one?
No, hunted out of it twice. Well, we're back. We shot him. We looked over some film last night. The hit's a little better than I initially thought. Possibly caught one lung, probably liver. But looking at the footage last night, I thought I just clipped his belly, but we actually went through the deer. There's a lot of blood on the arrow, so we're gonna follow this trail to where we saw him go in the timber, and hopefully he just went in there and bedded down and died last night. So here we go, I guess.
Still got blood?
No.
Oh, there's a bunch right here.
I was gonna say, I know he stopped somewhere and then went in. Right up here. Blood right here. After we found good blood right after the initial shot, the blood trail began to dry up a little bit and it was a lot harder to follow. We found ourselves on hands and knees, painstakingly looking for just single drops of blood in the leaves. We were able to do this for a long ways and found this hilltop where this deer had bedded down several times. He'd lost a lot of blood, probably bedded 6 to 8 different spots up in the CRP. And at this point I was feeling a little better, thinking that we might find him in his bed, but as the day went on, the bed slowed down and we never found him in the CRP. But we went back to the truck to get a drink, and as we were standing around the truck looking, we'd parked in a gateway, and oddly enough, the blood trail actually went under the truck onto the neighbor's property. So we had a new lead at this point, and we're going to pursue that.
Truck's right there.
As we were walking around up on top of the hill in the bedding area, Colby stumbled across this yearling buck that had got caught in the fence. We were unsure how long it had been there, but didn't look like it had been there for very long, so we cut it out of the fence and gave it a fighting chance. Not sure if it'll survive or not, but it at least has a chance now. Unfortunately, the neighbor wasn't home, so we weren't allowed to take our bow on the property and get another shot in this deer that we were guessing it probably needed. We were able to find the deer again, and he was still alive. We'd bump him out of his bed, he'd run a little ways, but there was nothing we could do at this point because we couldn't get a hold of the neighbor. We finally got him pushed out to a property we could hunt out on this point, and I tried to sneak on him, and he got out of his bed and ran back to the property he came from. So at this point, we had hoped that this deer was hurt bad enough we'd be able to shoot him again. We just couldn't get permission to get another arrow in him.
Alright, well, it's 3:45 and we've been on this deer since 9 o'clock this morning, and we've been pushing him up and down this ditch. The problem is we don't have permission to be in here, so we can't shoot him, and he's laying in the creek right now. Trying to get a hold of someone to get in there and just finish this off, because like I was just at 10 feet from him, and I mean there's nothing I can do. So right now we're trying to get a phone number to get permission from this guy to go in here and wrap this story up. But I mean, it's right here, it's about over.
We once again relocated the deer, and knew we were going to have to get permission from this guy to stick another arrow in him, because he just wasn't going to die on his own that day. He might have the next day or the day after, but he wasn't going to die that day. So we did everything we could to get a hold of the landowner, and we were finally able to get a hold of him, and he gave us the go-ahead to go stick another arrow in him. After the second shot, he came out and bedded in this waterway. At this point, we could see he was still alive, and I snuck around and stuck 2 arrows in him previous to walking up on him here, and he didn't move out of his bed for either. So we walked up on him, he's still alive. I shot him for the 5th time, and that was that.
Well, the story is finally finished. It took 24 hours and 5 arrows later, but I mean, here he is. It was a crazy hunt, to say the least. So we put in, I mean, we've been on him all day just trying to get another arrow in him, because we knew that one we shot last night wasn't going to be fatal for a while. But we were pushing him up and down this creek, and finally got permission to go in there. Got an arrow in him in there, and he came out into this field to bed. Got a couple more arrows in him, and that was that. So one of the guys with us joking around said this buck's got 9 lives, so I think that's what this story is going to be called. I'm glad to have it finished up the way it did, and it's a good thing we were able to find him. Well, I know I'm probably going to receive some hate for this video, but as hunters, we try to do the best we can to make sure everything goes right and how we plan it, but sometimes it just doesn't work out. We're put in situations that are difficult and we make poor decisions, but I think this was a situation that we ended up making the most of. The second day that we looked for this deer, the 3 of us had each put on 10 miles of walking, so we definitely did our part in making sure that it was a successful harvest and that we found this deer. I know there's probably some things that we could have done differently, and I'm sure some of you guys have different ideas, but with the situation we were in and the obstacles we had to overcome, we just did what we thought was right and what we could, and overall it turned out to be a successful hunt. So I hope you guys liked the video. We'll be having more in the future. So until then, good luck hunting.